Hello, welcome to another tutorial for the Landscape Watercoloring Book. If you are new here, I am Bailey Tillotson. I make watercoloring books with my original outlines with video tutorials that go along with them. So this is my landscape book. I also have a floral and a national parks, working on a few more, so stay tuned. But we are going to be using our size 8 round tip brush. You can get this on my website as well as my 24 color paint palette that I love and use for all my current tutorials. You can get all of this as a bundle or individually if you already have the book, but you're like, oh, you know what, I actually want the paints. I will link them below for you. I always like to have obviously my cup of water and then a little paper towel to dab my brush on, because water control is a learning process. And so we use this pretty often, but yeah, we're gonna get going. I'm really excited about this one. It's a really beautiful red rock landscape. So we're gonna start with our sky. I wanna kind of keep it moody. So yeah, let's get going. I'm gonna mix a blue over here on my palette. I mean, you can probably tell just from how much I've used it compared to other colors. I love this second to the bottom blue. I think I might even just take straight from the tube. And what we're gonna do is get our brush with clean water and get the entirety of the sky wet. You wanna do your best to stay within the lines. Don't go into the rocks. It's not the end of the world, but do your best to move quickly while also staying outside of that. And I don't know if you can notice, but I am staying right inside my book. If you want to, you can take it out and tape it down. But we aren't gonna have any bleeding through the paper. I have done my best to research paper that is thick so that you don't have to take it out if you don't want to. If you're watching this, tell me your name. Where are you on your painting journey? Is there anything that I can help with? Themes that you want me to do in future books? I want to know how to best serve you. And just to be friends, so tell me about yourself. What stage of life are you in? So I have it pretty much all wet. Now I'm gonna grab this blue and drop in it at the top. And that's just gonna give it a really muted look. And if you want to, you can tilt it up and let that blue just drop. You can grab straight from it. By putting water on it first, that helps us to be able to just smoothly bring it across without having to go back in over and over and add water, and it keeps things more loose. So as we get closer to the horizon, I am lighting up on the color, so higher is going to be more vibrant, and as we go down will be diluted. Awesome. Just a calm sky. I want the focal point to be this little rock range right here. So I'm keeping things pretty minimal. So while we let that dry, we can start on our rocks. I already have colors mixed here. If you like to start from a fresh palette, you can definitely clean it out. I'm just gonna go like this. clean that a little bit, and then we're gonna figure out the colors we want to use. So I think I will be using some of this third from the top brown. This is like a burnt sienna. Honestly, this makes a really awesome just color on its own for these rocks, but I do want to have more of like a yellow. And see how I went right over that blue, because it just neutralizes it a little bit, which is what I like. I'm gonna also add some salmon, and we're gonna be creating our base layer right here. And if you add a little bit of purple, there we go. See how it warms that right up? Adding more water. Okay, we're gonna do pretty much going over the entire thing right now, and we can come in and drop some color. Be very careful not to touch the blue because it will blend together. So if you want to wait to do these top areas until the blue dries, you can do that. But you don't have to be super strict about it. You're just doing your entire rock area. This is a mountain in the back, right here. So that's not gonna be yellow, but the rest will. Ran out of yellow, so I'm making a little bit more. Again, using this yellow, the salmon, and a little bit of purple. It's really hard to fight the urge to want to make everything look perfect right when you get going, but the cool thing about painting, watercolor, everything is it's a process, and it's gonna be layers we're gonna be building, and it's gonna come together. So I'm gonna grab some of this burnt sienna and mix it with yellow a little bit, and this is gonna be the color that we bring forward. It has more of an orange tone. All right, now we're gonna start building that rock out more and get some more details. So what's fun about sandstone rock is it has really beautiful layers that go horizontal. So we're gonna start with a medium, and then we'll just come up or darker with colors. We're started with our lighters, now we're coming in and doing some darker areas. Down here is gonna be light. It's really just in this, where these rocks are, that we're gonna be messing with right now. And I have drawn out for you a pretty good guide to where things are super shaded. And then up here, it's like less horizontal strokes and more like dabbing to show that this rock is more rough, but still showing through that base yellow. A little bit here, but mostly just putting a few lines, and then you can grab a clean brush and smooth those areas out. This is called a drag and drop. So you're using your clean brush, barely tipping, using the tip of your brush to drag that color down, and it creates a really pretty gradient. I'm gonna do some of that over here. And same thing, clean your brush off and drag this color down very slightly. clean your brush off. Okay, so I do want to do a warmer, so I have a brick red, the fourth one down. That is a really beautiful color that we could also add some blue into. And this is where we're gonna come in and put in some darker areas. And you can do the same thing. You can put this, clean your brush off, and then you use the tip of your brush to gradually blend that out. Down here, I have it drawn out where there's some shade in the rocks, so you can feel this. And something that I like to do with red rock is have an accent color, or like where the shaded parts are, is to bring in some blue and purple. It just adds a little bit more color and dimension. Alright, using this top rock up here is going to be dark. And instead of having this be like a crevice, it's where the sun is shining. So we're going to leave that. Okay, and this is where we're doing some more horizontals. And having this blend out. So we're still coming in, adding that contrast. I need to build up some more, so I'm grabbing this brick red and some of the blue. Okay, so like I said, it's pretty... Sorry, I'm all over the place in my mind. Okay, so we're coming in doing the contrast, and I have mapped out all the darker areas, but I am coming in and adding more of this color into the rocks. Horizontal, and then coming in with a wet brush and blending this out a little. Same thing, blending this out a little bit with some water. You can drop some more of that color in. I want to come in with this oranger, this burnt sienna, and add some colors in here. I want these to feel like they're slightly more round, so I'm adding this color and then blending it down, giving it a curve feel. And if you want more orange in this area, you can come in and add it in. I'm not being super strict with where I put this, but I do want more orange here, and I'm just grabbing my brush and doing the same thing. Blending it out horizontally, kind of letting the water do its thing in both directions. See how it's starting to take form, take shape? I'm gonna use this color here. All right, and then right here, coming in with this darker color. But it's gonna just be like here and then blend lighter. So I'm grabbing a clean brush, getting most of the water off, and using the tip to scrub that out to where we have a really beautiful blend right there. All right, coming into these rocks. A little bit of that darker color here, it's just gonna blend down. And we're gonna come back in with like one more layer or pop of color wherever you want it to be. Some dabbing here. And then we're gonna blend that out. Using a clean brush again, pulling that color down. Leaving some of that yellow, but covering it up for the most part. And then here, we're gonna come in with this burnt sienna, maybe a little bit of the yellow. I think I'm gonna put this darker color back here too. I do want to make a like creamy yellow and just put it into some of these areas to add some color. See how fun that is? Just putting it on top of what we already have and I'm just blending out some of the areas that I want. Maybe right here I'm gonna add some more color. I forgot this little section. Then I'm gonna grab this red and add a little bit more red to it and dilute it down, giving it a pink feel. And I am going to just kind of drop that in, but then blend it out with my brush. Making that border and then blending out that detail. I think that looks really beautiful. We can come in with a purple. I just add it to one of the colors we already have. Let's see, this one here. And I'm gonna come in to where it's really shaded and add it. Kind of this whole bottom section of that rock in here. Some in here. I love this. All right, and then I'm gonna dilute this down quite a bit. Still has a purple shade, and I am going to kind of brush it along. I didn't want it all the way up in there. Dab that off. Along the bottom of this. a little bit up here. Okay, last thing we're gonna do is add this here. And it's a little mountain range in the back that the base is yellow and then there's a little bit of green that comes through, like little sage bushes. So, good thing we already have a green mixed. If you don't, I have this from my last painting we did together. But you can just do, I like to use this green and add a little bit of purple into it, and that gives you a more neutral foresty green. So I'm gonna grab a little section here that I can make a yellow. Adding blue. Okay, so I have yellow and blue and a little bit of the green that mixed in from my palette. Oh, and I think I did add a little bit of this burnt sienna in there, and that's gonna be my base. Using the tip of my brush, going across the top. I'm trying to be precise because I don't want to show my lines. So now I'm grabbing my brush. I do have paint on it, but I'm coming in, it's more diluted. And now I'm just grabbing my brush with clean water and pulling it down. And being careful not to blend with these rocks in the front. Very pretty. I think I want it to have more of a blue tone to it. So I'm just adding this blue, and I'm coming in where the shadow of the mountain is going to be. So I have some here, coming down and going along the top, coming down over here. Right here, and then just like that. So we have the yellow, but we also have the new kind of like gray tone that we have. So once that dries, I do want to come in with like a really green blue color. Mix some burnt sienna in there so it's really neutral, and then we're gonna do a little bit of sage bushes, and then we will be done. So part of me feels like this is more green than I would like it to be, so I am gonna just make a blue and come in and hopefully neutralize that green color. So bringing all of that down, being careful not to come into the rocks. I think I do like that better. And then using that same color, I am going to just do some dabs. To show bushes. There we go. Okay, if you want to add green, into this, you can add some little green spots. But I think I really like how this turned out. I hope you are proud of yourself. Send me a picture if you like it, and I'll see you next time.